Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Good Move TV. I'm Jules. This is Kat. And today we're going to take you through some advanced leg work. This is going to be so delicious for your hips, for your quads, your hammies, your mobility, and your strength. So we're going to get started. We need today a circular stretchy band, one block, and a weight. I'm using a 5er because I'm feeling a little tie. Kat is going to use a 10-pound weight today so she can really show you what is possible for us in our bodies. Go ahead and take your stretchy band and you're going to take it around your legs. You're going to loop it all the way around your thighs. And then you're going to take your block and sit on it. And I have it wide ways underneath my sitting bones, so I'm in sort of an internally rotated position here. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall, and I'm gonna start to activate my hips, my outer hips and inner thighs here. So I'm gonna just have my hands on my thighs. You can have them on your hips, wherever you're comfortable. Deep breath in. Exhale, hug your belly button down towards your spine. And now we're gonna activate our right hip. Lift that knee up off the ground if you can. Open it out to the side. Put it down, lift it up, bring it in, put it down. Left side, moving nice and slow, just waking up those hips, starting to get that mobility before we move into some big, challenging movements. Notice where you feel sticky, grippy, and see if you can send some breath into those places. And imagine really moving through this in a really buttery way. As the knee reaches down towards the floor, I'm really thinking of lengthening my quad forward. How's that feeling?
It's you.
So we're activating those outer hips, also inner thighs here. We'll just do this a few more times. The tops of my feet are on the floor. Thigh bones are getting this nice external rotation. And I'm trying to keep my torso pretty stable here. Trying to keep my upper body quite still. If you're starting to feel your glute medius kick on, that is normal. That's happening. One more on each side. Really nice. Okay, that is that. Take the block out. We're going to come onto our backs, keep the band around the thighs, and have the block nearby, and just come onto your back. Arms down by your thighs, collarbones are broad. Deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, start to peel your hips off the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Rib cage is closed, lengthening through the front of the quads. Tailbone tucks under, making sure we're not coming into a deep arch in that low back. See how this feels. Make sure your feet are parallel. Take one more breath here. Exhale, rolling down from the top of the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Articulating through the back of the body, making sure you're not clenching your shoulders or your jaw. One more nice and slow. Peeling all the way up. Squeezing your glutes at the top, feeling your knees glide forward, and then coming all the way back down. All right, we're gonna roll up once more and we're gonna stay there. Really nice. And now you're going to widen your sitting bones, drop the tailbone halfway down, spine stays in one piece, squeeze the sitting bones together, lengthen. Good, so we're just taking a little pulse here, lowering and lifting, widening the sitting bones and squeezing them together. And try not to let your knees knock in and out. So feel the resistance of that band. Your thigh bones are pressing out against it really consistently. And this is a slow to medium pulse. We're not popping up and down here. We're just slowly warming up those glutes. My glutes are already tired. Wow, 3 and 2. Hold it up on 1. Shuffle your feet a little bit closer to your butt. Lift your heels up. Now we're gonna press strongly against the band. Open the knees quite wide. Keep your tailbone tucked. Widen the sitting bones, lower the hips 4 inches. Let the knees come back to parallel. Squeeze the glutes, lift your hips up. Open the knees wide. Lower the hips down. Bring the knees to parallel. Lift the hips up. So we're making a little box. Open, lower, close, and lift. Open, lower, close, and lift. Let's smooth it out. Let's make it into a buttery, more like a stir of the thigh bone. Wow, this is gonna be a tricky one for me, Kat. My glutes are so tired already. But this is so important for stabilizing the hips. If you're a runner or you like to hike or you have a walk up like I do, you need the stability of the hips. If you've got animals or kids who you have to pick up and bend down, you need those hips stable. Am I right, Kat? So good. And let's reverse it. So we're gonna meet in this parallel high lifted bridge, and then we're gonna lower the hips 4 inches, open the knees wide, lift the hips, and bring the knees back to parallel. Lower and open and lift and close. Lower and open and lift and close. Lower, open, lift, close. Let's smooth it out. Stirring the thigh bones and the hip sockets, making sure that we're not arching the back. So keeping the ribs closed, relaxing the face and the jaw, enjoying the heat that's building in the glutes.
Bye.
A lot of heat coming off the bod. That's great. That means you're doing it right. Let's do 2 more. So good. Heels down. Come all the way down and hug the knees into the chest. And just take a little circle of those thigh bones, even though you can't go as wide maybe with the band, but we're just gonna stir the thighs and then reverse that circle. I actually like having the band here because it makes me feel a little bit more contained and supported in this stir. Okay, so nice. We're gonna do one more glute bridge situation here. Arms down by your sides, squeeze those glutes, lift the hips all the way up. Shuffle your heels just a tiny bit closer to your glutes. And you're gonna step firmly on your left foot, kick your right leg up to the ceiling. Good. Now point that right toe, lower the leg down, and then when you feel the resistance of the band, you're gonna bring it all the way back up. Yeah. The hips are gonna stay stable here. So we're trying not to lift and lower that leg in such a way that we really wiggle and wobble a lot in the hips. We're using those abdominals to stabilize the pelvis as we lift and lower that leg. I lost my point and flex. I'm gonna point on the way down, little mermaid foot. The point and flex just gives you a little bit of extra in the hamstring. Okay, come halfway down, open that leg out to the side, and then squeeze it back together. A little pulse out. Just one more. Yeah, good. And step it down. Kick that left leg up to the ceiling. Really firm up your right butt cheek. Point the toe, lower that leg down. Little mermaid flipper, flex to lift it up. Collarbones are broad. If you're feeling any tension in the low back, lower the hips just a touch and scoop your tailbone under. Like imagine you've got a tail, you got to tuck it between the legs. That should relieve any tension in the low back. Hips are stable here. You can peek and check and make sure you're not dipping down on one side. Are we getting nice and warm, I hope? 3, 2, 1. Come halfway down, we open out. Wide, resist the band, back to center. Wow, that's a hard one. We're getting into the hip. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. So good. Step it down. Roll it all the way down. Take the band to the right foot. Reach that right leg up to the ceiling. Get a nice little hammy stretch here. We love that. Maybe flex and point the foot here if that feels good. And you'll get some more of that juiciness in a moment. Bend both knees, pop the left foot in there, extend the left leg up to the ceiling, flex and point. Nice little gentle hammy stretch here. And then bend both knees, bring the band off to the side. You're gonna tip over onto your left thigh. We're gonna do a little inner thigh work here. So I'm gonna have you bring your right leg in front of the left. And this can be a bit awkward sometimes because we've got our hip bones that can kind of feel like they're in the way. So find a position where you can comfortably be on your side. And now you're gonna squeeze your left inner thigh so much that it floats up off the floor. And this might be a position where you're like, okay, I need to hike a little bit more forward to be comfortable here, or I need to open out, right? So we're gonna lower down and lift and squeeze. And I'm sort of sickling my foot, right? So sickling means like, it's not the cutest position. It's like a sort of contorted Barbie foot there, but that's helping me get into this inner line of the leg. You feel that in your inner thigh? So outer hips, we tend to kind of over-index the outer hips. In a lot of fitness classes that I've taken, it's like all outer hips, outer hips. Inner thighs and inner hips are equally important. So we've got to focus on all of it. Just like mobility is equally important to strength, inner is equally important to outer. What are some other things that sometimes we forget about? Kat knows all about this stuff. Good. Muscles in your feet. Yeah, muscles in your feet are part of your legs, right? So when we do leg work, we need to do feet too. Coming up. Okay, hold that left leg up, little pulses. Woo! Relax the face and jaw. Press that left shoulder down away from your left ear. Little circles, like a little orange-sized circle. Keep breathing. It's slow and juicy, but it burns. Reverse it. Abs are also engaged here. It's not a quote-unquote ab exercise, but those abs are engaged. Wow, yay. Okay, extend both legs long. I want you to tuck your right leg behind your left, and we're gonna take a little quad massage here. So pour the weight into the left quad as you lean your weight forward. If you don't feel a little massage on that left quad, try bending your left foot up in front of your right leg and rolling over that left quad. Do you feel that? For me, that's like really juicy into my IT band. If you have knee pain, this is the best remedy. And you can kind of play around with your angle here, but we're going for this like outer edge of the left leg. Runners, this is a really good one for you. So we're just massaging, we're mushing into the mat so that our bone, our thigh bone, is massaging the outside of the left quad. Okay, swing those legs on around to the other side. Prop your left foot in front of you. The right leg is out really nice and long. We're pressing the floor away, really engaging that right shoulder. And again, you might have to play around here to find your angle. Squeeze that inner thigh, activate that inner thigh so much that it floats up off the ground, like you're trying to squeeze it all the way up into your left knee crease. And then slowly lower down and lift and lower and lift. Make sure this right side of the waist is lifted. You're doing great. Shoulder is gliding down away from the right ear. That was a reminder for me because I found myself being like, hey, which is kind of fun, but it's not as good for the bod. And Kat, why don't you let me know when you start to feel your right inner thigh? Already, okay. We have to wait a little bit longer. We have to do a few more because we got to do even to the other side. But she's already feeling that's great. Two more, nice and slow. Hold it up on one, and we'll take that little pulse. Little pulse, like you're kicking a soccer ball. Kick, 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 kick. Deep breaths. Oops, there I go again, sinking into that right shoulder. Happens to the best of us. And we're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little sickled foot, and we're circling. Keep breathing, relax the face and jaw. The face cannot help you here. It can't. And reverse. Wow. Breathe. Maybe flutter the lips. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend both legs. Tuck the right leg, the left leg behind the right, and we're gonna mush forward onto that right quad. So again, we're going for, see where this stripe is right here? Yeah. So you're going, it's actually in the center of my leg, and I'm going more towards the seam of my pants, the outer edge of my right quad, the IT band. And again, if you want it deeper, you can fold, you can bend that right knee and mush that into the ground. So we're rolling over the quad muscle right on the side of the leg. And again, this is such a good one. I used to have really, really bad knee pain when I was in college. I had to stop dancing for a little while. I went to see surgeons and a lot of different people told me I needed surgery. Guess what? I just needed to roll out my quads. Can you believe? They were gonna cut me open and all I needed was to roll out my quads. So this one is a lifesaver. And look, I'm even like really getting into this really contorted position, but that's because it's helping me access the deep knots in my IT, along my IT band and quad. Okay, so nice. Moving on. It's time for the weights. How are we doing? Good. Okay, grab your weights. We're warm. That's great. That's what I want to hear. We're gonna take our legs really nice and wide. Whoa, I just opened my leg and felt that inner thigh. A lot is happening for the legs right now. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna hold the weight in our chest like this. We're going to, Kat calls this the 90-90 plus hip thrust, I think. I call these hip mobility rotation, hip rotators for your mobility. So we're gonna rotate to the right. We're gonna squeeze our glutes, inner thighs engage. We just worked those inner thighs. So the inner thighs are squeezing, glutes are squeezing. Lower back down, rolling onto your butt, rotate to the left side, squeeze the glutes. I'm gonna shift back a little bit because I want my knee on the mat. Sink it down, moving through this at your own pace. If you are feeling spicy and you wanna take it up a notch, arms come up overhead. Kat's got a shoulder thing, she's not gonna do that, but I will demo for you with my tiny weight, my 5-pounder up and overhead. That is gonna engage the abdominals for you a little bit. That's gonna get a little bit of ab work. Really nice rotation here. And we can do 4 more of these. How does that sound, Kat? 4.
Why are you so bad?
Yeah, that's so true because you have to sort of lubricate the joint. At first, it can feel really like icky, sticky, grippy, but then you start to hydrate the joint as the synovial fluid moves around, the fluid around your joints. As your lymph starts to move around, it feels better. We're literally hydrating the hips here. Okay, I lost count, but I think that's pretty good. Put the weight down. Come on into all fours. Tuck your toes, lift those hips up. It's a downward facing dog. Because that was like already a lot of hamstring and glute. Pedal through the feet, see what feels good down the backs of the legs. And then I like to imagine you got little cigarettes under the balls of your feet and you gotta crush them out. I'm not a smoker, but if I was, I would crush those cigarettes with the balls of my feet, getting a nice little calf stretch. Now, I'm gonna walk my feet into my hands with this little kind of nice hip sway, and I'm kind of getting a juicy figure 8 through the hips as I walk in. That's just a fun little way to get a nice hamstring stretch here. Deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold, wrap the hands around the calves. Release the hands, soften the knees, round it up 1 vertebrae at a time. Sweep the arms all the way up, deep breath in, interlace the thumbs. Exhale, deep sigh, and sweep the arms, shake them out. So good. Okay, we're moving on to some balance work with the block. So go ahead and grab your block. And first we're gonna give, as we said before, the feet are really important here. Also, it's Pisces season in New York. So if there is any Pisces in the room, Pisces rules the feet. So we gotta tend to the feet here. We're gonna start with a little foot and calf and Achilles massage. So I'm gonna put the edge of the block right under my metatarsals, and I'm just gonna give myself a little massage, shifting forward and back. This feels nice on my Achilles, little calf stretch. And then I'm gonna work my way towards my heel, pressing the ridge of the block into every part of my foot, just to give it a little massagey.
That's just so.
Isn't this great? And I'm gonna work like down and up the foot a few times, just pressing the ridge. And then I also want you to try, if you have like a particularly tight and sticky spot, this is intense, you can get right into the corner of the block. Yeah. We got to pay attention to the feet. The feet are the foundation. If the feet are not loved and cared for and tended to, the ankles are gonna be all messed up, going all the way up the body, the knees, the hips. We gotta tend to those footsies, tootsies. Good. And I really kind of like to get also above the metatarsal, like kind of press a point between the toes to get a little bit more space in between the toes. Okay, so nice. We could do that forever, but we got stuff to do. Take it onto the left side. So again, we're pressing the ridge of the block under the metatarsals, and then we're working our way down the foot towards the heel. Oh, that feels great. And don't forget the heel. Lest we forget the heel. So important. The heel takes a lot of weight. Does a lot for us. Okay, take a few more sort of journeys up and down the foot here. Feeling that nice stretch in the Achilles and the calves along the way. And then again, if you've got a sticky spot where you want to get extra juicy, go ahead and get onto the corner. And trust me, when we get to what's next, you're gonna be very happy that you warmed up your feet and your ankles, because it's kind of a lot. And again, don't forget the heel. The corner can feel really nice on the heel. A little intense, but I like it. All right, tap out the tops of the feet. Just give it a little stretch for the front of the foot. And go ahead and grab your weight. We're gonna start with the right foot on the block. And we're gonna stand up really nice and tall. Imagine you've got a block underneath your left leg, right? We don't have one, but we're imagining that it's there. Soften the right knee just a little bit so we're not locked out. And we're gonna take some hip hikes here. So I'm gonna hike up my left hip, and then I'm gonna sit down into my right hip. So if I was on the floor, it would be like this. Doop, 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 a little hip wiggle side to side. But I'm adding some challenge here by removing the floor from my left foot. And I'm really keeping my shoulders and my torso square. This is just isolating into the hips. Kat, let me know when you start to feel your right glute medius.
Sure.
Let's take 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm gonna have you bend the right knee a lot, and you're gonna reach that left leg out to the side as you bend the right knee. So you're gonna squeeze everything together, bend the right knee, sweep the left leg out. If you're feeling really spicy, you can add the arms coming up overhead and then coming back to the chest. I want you to keep the right side of your waist really long here. I don't want you to shorten or lean over to one side. The right knee is bending. Okay, now we're gonna bend the right knee and take the left leg back behind us. The weight is gonna stay in place. We're keeping the spine nice and long. So we're reaching that left leg back behind us. Do a few just like that. Make sure you're not really pitching forward. I know sometimes we do pitch forward for this, but right now I really want you to like keep the spine super nice and long. And again, if you're feeling spicy, maybe you reach the arms up overhead.
I feel like my squat stick.
Mild, mild, not spicy. Good. 1 more. Last but not least, we bend the right knee, we lift the left leg up in front of us. Wow, really feeling that. And again, for my mild people, keep your weight in close to your chest. For my hot and spicies, we're gonna take it up tall. Wow, okay, one more. Okay, now we're gonna reach that weight down towards the floor as we pike at the hips and soften the right knee, lift the left leg up, then come all the way back up to stand. So it's like a hip hinge with a leg lift. So this one really requires a lot of balance. This is why this class is called an advanced class, because of course you could do this on the floor, you could also do it without weights, but adding the weights, adding the element of balance, that requires a really deep connection with your core and awareness of how all these systems function together, the back of the body, the sides of the body, the core. Okay, hold it there in this hinge. Bend that right knee even more. Little pulses up to the side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up tall. Woo! Okay. Yes, we're stepping out to a squat on both feet. Step out and press up. Step out, press up. Option to take the weight in the right hand and do an oppositional stretch. Breathing, medium tempo here. Last time, we reach all the way up, bring the weight back into the chest, left leg comes down and into the chest, right? We have it lifted up at 90 degrees. We're gonna take some rotation of that hip, take it all the way around to the back, internally rotate. Your chest can pitch forward for balance. Left leg comes back and up. Rotate around to the side, your chest can pitch forward a little bit. And back out to the front. Last time. This time, we're taking it all the way around to the back. We're internally rotating. You step behind yourself, curtsy. Press off both legs. Bring it all the way back around to the front. Step in front of yourself. The back heel pops up, curtsy. Press off both legs. That's hard. Advance, like I said, internally rotate. Curtsy. Core is working a lot to stabilize you here. My back heel pops up in this curtsy. I'm a little bit externally rotated. Whoops. Yep, and then coming around. This is really tricky. If you want to make this even crazy harder, arms are coming up overhead and staying there. Let's do 2 more wherever you are. You're doing so good, everybody. If you've made it this far, you're a real trooper.
The balance,
right? The shifting really makes it very functional. Last time. We're gonna end to the back. Okay, shake it out. Shake out that right leg. Really give it a good shake. Shift your hips side to side. Wiggle your hips around. We gotta do this on the other side. Sorry, Kat. We gotta take the whole thing on the other side. Okay, we are putting the block under our left leg. Let's see if I can remember that sequence. Imagine you've got a block under the right leg. Stand up nice and tall. Soften the left knee. Nice and soft. Hike that right hip up. Sit down into the left hip. Hike it up. Sit it down. Keeping the torso and the hips really square in front of you, but tilting side to side. Yeah. Feeling it in the left glute?
yes, very humped right now.
We're here for 4. That's good. That's what we want to hear. We all want to be humbled. 3, but also impressed with what our bodies can do. 2. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. So good. Come up to this nice standing position. Now you're gonna bend that left leg as the right leg reaches out to the side, and then squeeze, come together. Really nice and tall. Keep the left side of the body really long. Keep breathing into the left side of the waist. And we're moving slow. We're not letting that leg drop down. We're really controlling that. Let's take it to the back. The left knee bends, the left leg extends to the back. And I'm not pitching my chest forward, but just because of the nature of the pelvis, I'm gonna be leaning forward a tiny bit for balance, but I'm definitely not thinking about hinging here. I'm thinking about keeping my back nice and long. I want you to think about moving through honey. Like there's no rush, nowhere to be. All right, whoop, that was pitched a little bit forward. And now we take that leg to the front. Right leg comes up to the front, both legs straighten, left leg bends. Wow. So good. 2 more. Last time. Okay, we're going to hinge forward, bend the left knee, right leg reaches out to the side, stand it all the way up. So a lot of things happening at once here. We're pitching forward, hinging at the hips, left leg bends, right leg lifts. We come back up to center. Did we do pulses here? I can't remember.
With the leg up?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
The hard. I'm like, can I not remember, or do I just not want to do it? 2.
We did a pulse at one point.
Let's do it. We're gonna hold it there. Little pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way up. We're gonna go into our squats, okay? Squat and press and squat and press. Actually, we're gonna lift that leg up, squat and press. Good. This is a long series, guys. Good. And press it up. And if you're feeling extra spicy, we open that left arm out in a nice oppositional stretch and reach, opening through the pecs and chest. Breathing, expanding, feeling the core really support us here for 4, 3, 2. This time we're gonna balance on 1. Bring the right leg down, weights come back into the chest, right knee hugs up into the chest. We're going into our rotation. Externally rotate out to the side, internally rotate, bring it to the back. The chest is gonna come forward just a little bit for balance, but we're not gonna totally pike. Whoa, totally fell over there. This is real life, you guys, okay? And take it again, open out to the side, internally rotate, externally rotate, bring it back around. We're really calling on the core here for support. And I'm gonna try with my arms up overhead. Why not? Spicy. You always have the choice to make it extra spicy. Even if I don't say it, you have the choice to make it spicy. And now we're gonna kick it up a notch. Are you ready for our curtsies? Internal rotation, we step back into the curtsy. Both knees bend. Pressing off both legs, we tip slightly forward, external rotation all the way around. We have our forward curtsy, the back heel lifts up. Both legs press off, that one's hard. Both legs press off, externally rotate, curtsy. All the way up and around, curtsy. Calling on the core, curtsy. Let's take 2 more sets. Wow.
Step back.
For me, it's the step forward and the press off. The hardest part for me is this moment here.
Yeah.
I really gotta call on that, those abdominals. But again, like I said on the other side, it's so functional because You know, in our lives, we don't just move forward and back. We oftentimes have to twist and pivot and make a split-second decision. And so being able to move in these different ways is so powerful. I know I said 2 sets, so we're gonna do one more. Last one, you got this. So good. My advanced mover is up and around, and we'll end to the back just like we did on the other side. Step off the block, shake out your legs. So, so good. Put your weights down. Come onto the mat. You deserve a figure 4. Start with your forearms on the mat, right ankle over left thigh, and just windshield wiper your knees side to side. How delicious does that feel? Really nice for the low back, really good for the glutes. Coming back to center. Yeah, I love what Kat just did there. So she's floating her left leg in. This resistance here is gonna help us get into the fascia. So squeezing in. Take that a few more times.
Core work.
Sneaky core. It's all sneaky core, to be honest. And now melt all the way down onto your backs. Hug this shape into the chest. Hands wrap around the left shin. Hug this whole shape into your chest. Make sure the right foot is flexed strongly. And if you want it deeper, you can use your right elbow to move your right thigh bone a little bit further away from you and kick yourself over a little bit to the left. Nice deep breaths in here. Maybe even wiggle the tailbone side to side. If you don't already have both hands threaded through, go ahead and thread both hands through. Exhale, hug your knees in, hug your figure 4 into your chest as you peel the head and shoulders up. So again, a little bit of sneaky core, just a more intense version of what we did on our forearms. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, peel it up. Inhale, down. Last time, exhale, peel up. Inhale, down, uncross the legs, legs up to the ceiling, shake the meat off the bones. Give yourself a little hug of the knees into the chest, gently rock yourself back up to your forearms. Kick that left leg up, left ankle over right thigh, and windshield wiper the knees side to side. I love this. It's pouring the weight into the glutes. You're also getting a little IT band maybe on when you tip over to the right side. Nice low back release. And we did a lot of glutes, a lot of legs today, so you really deserve, don't skip this juicy honey at the end. Okay, activate those abdominals, float the right leg in like Kat is doing. Also, this is a nice one for the hip flexor too. Sneaky hip flexor, strength. And I'm staying nice and lifted in my chest. Last time. And melting down onto the mat. Thread your hands through, hug that figure 4 into the chest, flex the left foot strongly so the toes are pointing back towards the knee, and you can wiggle this side to side. You can take the left hand out and use that left elbow to get a little bit more resistance, pushing the left thigh away from you. And then I'm gonna kind of pitch my hips a little bit over to the right to get even deeper. Make sure you're breathing here, sending the breath to those tight, sticky spots. Come back to center, thread both hands around the right shin. Exhale, head and shoulders peel up. Inhale, melt down. Exhale, peel it up. Inhale, melt down. Last time, exhale, peel up. Melt it down, legs up to the ceiling, shaky, shaky, shake the meat off the bones. Really shake the meat off the bones. Throw a little tantrum here. 4, 3, I'm promising you this is gonna help break up that lactic acid too. And 1, give yourself a gentle rock up to seated. Sweep those arms all the way up. Give yourself a big hug, moment of gratitude, head circle to the right. For everything this body is capable of, everything it's been through, all that it holds. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, big hug, other arm on top. Circle the head to the left. And we will close there. Thank you so much for this advanced leg work. I hope that it felt really delicious and juicy, that you feel strong, supported to do all of the things that you want to do for as long as you want to do them. Thanks, Kat.
Thank you.
Thank you all.